Alright. Your mic synced up.
You can go.
Hello there. Welcome to Overtop Podcast. My name is Chris Shaw. This is a podcast to let you guys know about what's going on in today's sports. This will also be a pop culture movie podcast of me and this fantastic gentleman sitting over here to my right. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
All right, this is Mo Diggs here, and I want to correct this because it was wrong. We are over the top, not over top. Come on, Chris. Anyhow, we're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about some breaking news stuff. Apparently, Mark Ingram's a fuck up, and he decided that he was going to go and take steroids in his breakout season of over 1,100 yards. What do you think of this son of a bitch? I mean, like, come on. What do you think of it?
Well, let's be honest. They went ahead and they drafted a running back that year in the second round with a high-caliber player, and he actually did really good for the first half of the season. So, do you really blame Mark Ingram from doing it? Yes, it's illegal and it's not the way to do things.
Do you blame Mark Ingram? This guy is a professional football player. This guy gets to play a game for a living.
Okay.
A game for a living. He's getting paid thousands of dollars. And, I feel a little insecure. I'm going to go ahead and put on some steroids and we'll go ahead and juice it up. I'm going to get 1,100 yards. Sure, he did that. And what did the rookie do? Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year.
So this
he's going to be the starter.
This is now his chance to go ahead and show them that they don't need Mark Ingram.
Okay, so if you were the coach right now, or especially GM-wise, would you cut, trade?
Well, obviously he's coming out of a breakout year. You're not going to be able to trade him until he's off suspension. So he's probably going to be a trade.
No, you could trade him. You could trade him. It's just he won't be able to play for the first 4 games.
Who the hell is going to trade for a player that can't play for the first 4 games?
Cleveland.
Touche.
I mean, Josh Gordon has been on that team for years, and that man has only played like maybe 1 full season.
All right, enough about Mark Ingram. Apparently, Tom Brady, at the age of 40, says he's going to play 1 more season, or he's going to play as long as it takes for him to get to the 1,000-yard mark.
It's over.
As a milestone. Now, how a 20-year bound quarterback thinks reaching 1,000 yards is some kind of milestone, I think it's bullshit. I think it's made up. They're always trying to talk crap about Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and trying to stir up that clubhouse. I think Tom Brady plays till he's 45 because he's Tom fucking Brady.
Well,
that's why.
Didn't he actually did come out and said that he wanted to play till he was 45.
Oh.
See, this whole thing of him coming out saying that he wants to hit this milestone of 1,000 yards rushing, to me, and you are correct in this, it seems like it was a little bit, how do you say it, played out to where people like us who watch sports daily want to find a reason for Tom Brady not to be in the league anymore. So I'm feeling like they're saying, if he hits 1,000 yards, he's just going to be like, all right, I'm done.
No, like purely, honestly, as a Dolphin fan, like I do wish something would happen that Tom Brady could. Like, I don't want him to get cerebral palsy or like some kind of cancer that gets him out. I want him to slip in the shower and miss every game he plays for the Dolphins. That's what I want. I just want him to get a little flinch.
Here's the thing. I have to say to this to all the Tom Brady haters and all the people who wish he would just go away. The man has won the most Super Bowls as a quarterback. I hate to tell any fan who has to play that man every year. He's going to win another Super Bowl. Why? Because it's Belichick, it's Brady, and they do it every year. That man was 40 years old, and we counted him out this year saying there's no way he's going to beat Jacksonville against that defense. That was supposed to be the best defense this year. Like, the cornerbacks were set. The defensive line was amazing.
Okay, I'm going to have to cut you off right there, and I'm coming over the top. Because I'm a Dolphin fan. We played the Patriots twice a year, and I'm tired. That's enough seeing or talking about Tom Brady for me. Anyway, let's talk about the Raptor coach of the year, Dwayne Casey.
Well, game tomorrow.
Losing his job because they can't beat the Cavs. They can't beat let's say it right. They can't beat LeBron.
They can't.
They can't beat LeBron. So they go ahead and they cut ways with Dwayne Casey. Where do you think Dwayne Casey lands?
To be honest with you, there's only a couple places right now, unfortunately. I wish he would come to my Pistons. I wish he would. I mean, we have 2 great big men, and all we need is a couple guards.
You want to get rid of Stan Van Gundy?
We already did get rid of Stan Van Gundy. He's gone. I'm glad because I'm tired of Stan Van Gundy's mess. I mean, he came in and completely tried to reface the franchise, and he completely destroyed it, not giving us a first-round pick next year. I think Dwayne Casey could come into the Pistons, build a milestone between those 2 big men, and possibly get a guard.
You know, he probably could, but I think Jay-Z is going to make a push for him to come to the Nets.
To the Nets?
Because Jay-Z's got the money. Jay-Z has pride. He wants to bring pride to the Nets. He wants to bring it to Brooklyn. He wants to take the focus off the Knicks. He has not been able to. He has not found anybody to pull it together. If this guy can make the Raptors good, who have no star player, what do you think he can do for the Nets?
At the same time, you look at the Nets. For some reason, the GM there has a problem with drafting, and he already spent almost half of the franchise cap value with draft picks just to get Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce that were way past their prime.
Right.
Unfortunately, I feel like the Brooklyn Nets still have a long way to go.
Oh, yeah.
Dwayne Casey would work there, but I don't think it would be a playoff caliber team. Now, if you were to come to my Pistons, who have the playoff caliber team.
So you think Dwayne Casey wants to join a team that's ready to go?
Like, yeah. Dwayne Casey has... Listen, he wants to stay in the East. If you're Dwayne Casey, you want to stay in the East. The man won Coach of the Year in the East. You want him to stay in the East because you have to play against Toronto.
Listen, when I think of Dwayne Casey, you know what coach comes to mind? Mark Jackson. You want to know why? Because Mark Jackson takes great players, and he makes a great team, and he builds them up, and he brushes them up, and he gets them through all the hard times, and then another coach steps in and takes them to the promised land.
Yeah,
that's
Phil
what Mark Jackson is.
Yeah, Phil Jackson.
That's what Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson. No. I'm just saying, like,
you mean
like
Phil
Steve Kerr is like Phil Jackson.
Okay.
Because they do that. Like, let's talk about Phil Jackson. I mean, Phil Jackson didn't draft Michael. He didn't draft Scottie. He was given that team, and he happened to win. And then what happened with the Lakers? He didn't draft Kobe. He didn't get Shaq. They were given to him.
Yeah. So when I think of Dwayne Casey, I don't think of this.
You think of Mark.
I think of Mark Jackson. I think of a guy that does all the hard stuff. Gets them ready, gets them there, and then somebody else steps in and brings them down. Bring
back basketball to
Anyhow,
D-Town.
Dwayne Casey, good luck. We'll keep you posted on Dwayne Casey. We'll see what happens. I'm sure he's going to land a job soon. What about James Paxson? James Paxson threw a no-no.
I know.
He's joined history.
Good job, buddy.
He came over the top.
No hitter. You know how
against
hard that
the
is?
Jays.
Yes.
Against the Jays. The Jays have such a commanding offense. They got Josh Donaldson as a former MVP. Got Encarnacion's hit 40 home runs the last 4 years. You got Troy Tulowitzki, another MVP. You got the young guy in center field. Can't think of his name, but he's pretty good too.
Listen, I hate to say it though. The man is on a roster right now where it seems like they don't really have a plan for this roster. And it kind of bugs me because this kid is just good.
What gave you that idea? You took a Golden Glove second baseman and threw him in center field. Come on.
Seattle.
Come on.
What are you gonna get?
Why wouldn't you put?
Why can't? I'm just really curious. It's like this kid. But that's the thing is that this kid threw a no hitter, and for some reason when you watch name brand sports channels and all that stuff, they don't talk about this stuff. Throwing a no hitter is like being like Triple Crown winner. I mean, not Triple Crown winner. Like having a triple double like every other game in basketball. Like that is extremely hard to be a no hitter, especially in this league now with all these high caliber hitters.
I have to disagree with you. There's been a lot more no hitters thrown in the last 5 years at a much higher ratio than there's been throughout baseball.
Do you really think so?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean,
we're getting. Last year we had 22 no hitters. This year we already have 6. We're in May.
Do you think... Okay, so how about we have a little water bet? We have a little simple bet. Do you think that we will pass no-hitters of last year than this year?
Hands down.
No way.
Hands down.
No
if
way.
I win this bet, because we haven't made the bet yet, even though we should. If I win this bet...
Go ahead.
Then what you're going to have to do is sit here... with a Green Bay Packers hat on.
You can't. Okay,
fine. You're wearing a Packers hat on, and we're
going to do that.
Yes, because
I will do that because
I'm a diehard Lion fan.
Because
you're going to do it.
Listen. I'm only wearing this on day one because I got to represent my boys on day one since then.
I got to represent my boy, Mr. Kevin Smith.
But like I said, I believe in every hitter out there. If you're listening, please listen. Just hit the ball. I don't want any more no-hitters because then I have to wear a Packer
no-nos
hat.
are more exciting than hitting the ball. Anyhow, since we're going to end the breaking news part of our show, we're going to go ahead and just jump right into baseball. And even though we're in May, we're going to talk about buyers and sellers. We're going to see what teams are going to go all in. It's still a little early to say so, but judging by the National League Central alone.
Yeah.
it has to be the most competitive division in baseball right now.
It
Because
is.
in the American League East, you got the Red Sox or the Yankees. That's the
That's
competition.
That's it.
That's it.
They're both tied.
And in the Central,
It's all by one game.
hands down, going to be the Indians in the American League.
It's
in the
all
West, Houston and
Yeah.
the Angels are competing. But besides those two, Athletics aren't going to make a push. Mariners aren't
No.
going to make a push. Hell no.
In
The West, Diamondbacks and Dodgers, they're dominant.
That's it.
Giants is trying to make a push, but it hasn't all come together.
You know what? Here before we get into this topic, you know what my problem with the Giants is?
God, I hate the National League East.
The Giants, for some reason, do it. They've done this before, where they cash in on big names that are way past their prime.
Wait a second. Who are you? What do you mean?
Okay, well,
bring up your history.
Okay,
how
I may
are the
be
Giants
wrong.
known for this? Tell
Okay,
me.
I may be wrong, but
Who did they bring
it
that
seems
past
like
their
this
prime?
is like they're trying to follow suit what a lot of teams try to do. Like, didn't Jays do this not that long ago, where they cashed
And
in
with
on
the
a few
exception
people?
of Andrew McCutchen, because Andrew McCutchen's past his prime.
Longoria,
Longoria is not past his prime.
he's 30.
30 is when you're going to hit your prime. You start to taper off around 34, 35. At
Okay, you
least
have
if go by
Longoria.
statistics.
You still have Pence out in center field.
He's on the downside.
Buster Posey's pushing it.
He's 28.
I don't know about that.
National League MVP, Golden Glover, Silver Slugger.
Okay, well,
Award.
McCutchen was on there, and then Austin Jackson.
Who?
Austin Jackson,
Where did he come from?
come from Detroit.
Detroit always gives the promise of great players, and then they get Cameron Maben. Oh, what about the gem Jacob Turner?
Jacob
Who
Turner
came back to the Marlins.
Hey, hey.
That's who we signed.
But guess what? That's what we did. But that's not us now. For some reason, we're the opposite.
Anyway,
We
we're coming
take-
off talking. Buyers and sellers. What
Okay.
are you thinking?
Okay, so my biggest. We'll do. You want to do one each? We'll
Sure.
do one each. If it's the same, then we'll go along with it.
Let's be diplomatic. It's the age.
My biggest seller is unfortunately my Tigers. I feel like there's a lot of players on that roster that need to go. I feel like a lot of players on that roster need to go. I feel like Castellanos is ready to get shipped out. I'm ready for Iglesias to get shipped out. I feel like Miguel's gonna go. The person to my right here just feels like he's gonna retire
I
as
think
a Tiger.
I think the only selling chip that they have, at least offensively, is Miguel Cabrera. Do I think anybody's going to want to buy him? No. He's on the downside of his career. He's had a lot of problems with the law. He's overweight. He doesn't take care of himself. Sure, the man can hit the ball, but at the same time, he puts you on notice. You have to constantly
So
be aware of
you want-
all the
you-
background noise.
So if you were a GM and you had the Tigers on the phone and you had Castellanos, Iglesias, Cabrera, possibly Michael Fulmer, even though he's on a down year.
And Michael Fulmer is the only thing of pitching.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's it.
I mean, nobody wants Jordan Zimmerman because that's where
Lord,
the Tigers
no.
messed up. But I believe that the Tigers are going to be big sellers this year, which really hurts my heart because we're going to be rebuilding. But my biggest buyer this year, I have no problem saying this. I think the Angels are going to be the biggest buyers because I feel like with that roster now, they look like they can make a push, but I have a deep, dark feeling that they're trying to keep Mike Trout there.
Absolutely.
So
No,
you have to win now.
But now let me ask you this: Angels are big buyers. Hey, we agree on that. But you know what? If they're buying and they're looking for a good hitter, they're going to go Donaldson, man. They're either going to go Donaldson or Machado. Both of them are up for free agency. Both of them can tear the cover off the ball, and both have had gold gloves.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you go for that? Pay the little money that you have to pay the rest of the season. Hey, if they don't come back to your team, they don't come back to your team. No money lost.
Yeah. Well, that's what
That's
I was
it.
saying too. Is like
If you're gonna do that, then go big, go home.
that's how you win in this league.
Absolutely. I don't now.
Look at the Yankees.
Another guy that's going to be a free agent, Bryce Harper.
This is very
Hey,
true.
if you can get him at the trade deadline, great. But the Washington Nationals are never going to let go of that piece. They might even get him with the big contract. A lot of people think he's going to land in Los Angeles. Other people argue that the Yankees are going to go get him. That
I think the Yankees
I mean,
are.
I don't think why would the Yankees even need Bryce Harper? Where would they put him? Where would they
It's a
stick him?
name.
They just can't.
It's
they
a
can't. They
name.
have enough names. They have Allrise and Aaron Judge. They have Giancarlo. They have Hicks.
Didi.
They got Gardner. Those are their four outfielders right there.
Sanchez.
And then you got Sanchez catching. You got
Didi.
Greg Bird and what's his name?
Oh
from,
God, let's not talk about Bird.
Nick Walker sharing the first
Let's
base
not
spot.
talk about
They got the
Bird.
rookie Torres at second base. They got shortstops Didi. The only spot that they have available is Drury at third base, and he wasn't even the starter at the beginning of the spring. He
wasn't.
earned it,
He
and
earned
he
it.
is not earning his stay. So with Manny Machado being a huge selling piece, I bet you the Yankees try and go after him. It's the only position they're weak at. They're going to fill a nice spot in the lineup. Why wouldn't they go after Machado?
How funny would this be? This is just a little bit of over the top. Machado goes to the Yankees. Over the top. Machado goes to the Yankees. Now, bear with me. Harper goes to Boston.
Oh my! Well, Nationals aren't going to let go of Harper.
They won't. But I'm just saying, like, who would you pick in a Game 7 series? Like Boston or Yankees?
Yankees.
I have to agree with you. It
Yankees.
kills me deep down inside.
And the only reason I say that, Harper, you're an excellent player. Bryce, I love watching you play. You're a 5-tool player, but you got an attitude problem. And then you bring everybody around you down. You call out your pitchers in the field for everybody to see. You call out runners. You call out hitters. You're just a jerk. Nobody wants to play with you. How do you have the best lineup, the best pitching rotation on paper? And you can't win a World Series.
You can't.
He is the Braves of the early 2000 years. Forget the Braves did it for 18 years. They won the pennant every year.
And
They'll only get to the National League Championship Series or the World Series and lose it all. The only time they won was 95.
Yeah.
And 96, they were up 2-0.
There is actually a lot of names that are going to be free agents next year. So
let me go down the list.
Next year's free agency. Well, these are like there's still a ton of
Joe
players.
Mauer. I mean, he can still hit the ball. I mean, he's not what he was 5 years ago.
But he's going to play catcher.
Adam
He can't play
Wainwright.
first base no more.
Well, he can't
I just
play
went.
catcher either.
I actually went to a spring training game with him at first base, and no offense, but he looked really slow.
Well, he is really slow. He's 35 and he's an old catcher.
Yeah, but I've seen 35-year-olds move a lot faster.
Not old catchers. We all can't be Carlos Santana. Anyways, Adam Wainwright, James Shields. I mean, some decent pitching right there for a year or two.
James Shields.
Yeah, Greg Holland. Biggest name going to free agency, though, and the Astros aren't going to let him go, is Dallas Keuchel.
Yes.
I want to see what happens to him when he hits free agency. I want to see what kind of money they get.
I'm just wondering what they're going to do because they went ahead and they traded for Cole. They went ahead and they traded for Verlander. They got McCullen still on that roster. Like, are you... And then you just paid Altuve. So, like, I'm just wondering how much are they willing to pay for Keuchel?
Give him the house. Give him the keys to the industry.
But that's
give
your
him a
number
job
3
for when he
pitcher. That is arguably your number 3 pitcher.
How is Dallas Keuchel your number 3 pitcher?
Because when they started game 1, guess who pitched?
Only because of the timing. Because of the rest. He had pitched the last game in the series before. How is he going to be the ace? And plus, he was the second pitcher because he pitched the second game. And he won both games that he
Cole's
pitched.
now on the team.
Garrett Cole is not better than Dallas Keuchel.
He's not, but
Plus,
I'm just
he's
saying, like,
left-handed.
they spent
Justin
so much.
Verlander is on the back end, the back nut. Hell, he's on the last hole
But
of
if
his
it
career.
weren't for... But let's be honest, okay? It
He
hurts.
can't even hit 90 anymore.
Let's be honest. If it weren't for Verlander, I feel like Houston would have not have won because
Of course
Verlander
not.
came through in clutch.
Yes, absolutely.
He pitched a shutout 7-inning one
He's
game.
a great pitcher, too.
He's an amazing pitcher. Even
But
though
he's
past
on
his
the
prime.
last hole.
Yes, he is on his
Dallas
last hole.
Keuchel is the future, at least for the next 5 years. The man can throw. The man can pitch. He's smart. He's defensive. He can do it all. He is your ace. This is your ace for years to come.
And I think we mentioned it before we started talking about this. What if this man went to the Yankees? Like what
Dallas
if
Keuchel, the Yankees are going to make a huge push because that's where they only have a hole. They
It's
only
the
have
pitching.
2 pitchers in their starting rotation. They have an excellent bullpen, but the only 2 pitchers in their starting rotation.
It's
The other
Tanaka
3
and
can
Severino.
barely make 6 innings.
Yeah, they can barely make 6 innings. And also, you still have Chapman. Like, can you just
They
imagine?
have the best. They have the best bullpen. There's Batistas. There's Nate Robertson.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
I
With those 3 guys alone.
damn you, Houston.
Damn you, Yankees.
All right, well, let's talk about a couple other ones. I mean, like you still have Daniel Murphy. I mean, he's 33, but can you really see Daniel Murphy going anywhere?
The only thing that Daniel Murphy's good for is hitting in the postseason.
So you would want to put him like on a Dodger team or like a Houston team
No.
no, he can't play in Houston because he's second base.
No.
And you can't replace Altuve.
Maybe Dodgers. Maybe.
Dodgers.
But no, on top of that, the big daddy Nelson Cruz he's at the last stage of his contract. I mean, I wouldn't sign him if it were me.
Guess where he's going, baby? He's going to Detroit town because that's what we do.
He's
We
staying
pay
there.
overpriced people, like K-Rod. Let's talk about K-Rod for a minute, okay? Let's bring in a guy who was supposed to be really good at like 36, 37 when he was like throwing 80-mile-an-hour fastballs, and then you give him the closing starting position for Detroit, who was trying to make a postseason run.
Real
Good
loser.
job, Detroit. Sorry.
What about Beltre?
I'm just-
I say Beltre retires. I don't think he's going to keep playing.
He's going to go in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
what is he? Part of the 500 home run club.
500 home run club.
I think he's up there in RBIs too, in hits.
I don't know about all that. Hits is 3,000.
Yeah,
not
he's
RBIs.
going to get to the.
Definitely. Adam
would-
Jones might find a home somewhere. He's only 32.
But do you want the attitude?
No,
It's like Bryce Harper,
but less talented.
but less talented. Like you got the attitude, but less talent.
Chase Headley retires. 34.
Head case.
Head case. Can't play in New York. Like he gets Chuck Knobloch syndrome.
Chase. Like what happened? Like I'm very curious. Like
It's easy to play for San Diego.
It really
when
is.
When you're in front of 8,000 people every day.
Oh.
Yeah, who the hell cares? What those
Hey, it's
people
better
care?
than playing in Miami.
Oh. That's totally not true.
But it is.
No, people come
You
to support
can
the
be-
visiting team.
you have, like,
we're always
maybe-
around 15 to 20,000, except for a couple games this year, and you cannot base your ideas on that because we have completely blown up the team. So we have to win the cities back.
When
that
Stan
20,000
was there,
people
when
come
you
back.
had your core people there, you could not feel that stadium.
I never said they filled. I said 15 to 20,000. Are you not listening?
I don't even think you could get up to 50,000.
Listen, I'm the Marlins fan here. We're 15 to 20,000 every day.
They filled that up maybe when it was the home run derby and the All-Star game, but that was about it.
So,
I mean,
who
I
goes to
can't-
see the Tigers play?
Not anymore.
Bunch of
Nobody,
losers.
because it's too damn cold. It's still too cold. Wait
it's
till
still
like
too
July.
cold?
Yeah, wait till July.
Only because there's nothing else to do.
That's about it, though. Football season's done. Basketball season's almost
And then
over.
the minute preseason hits, that's it. Tigers
That's
lose their
it.
fans
That's
again.
how it is.
So-
I mean, like I told you last night. I said it gets bad.
All right, so
Never mind.
Bayern's the Yankees, Bayern's the Red Sox, Bayern's the Angels,
Dodgers,
Sellon's the Orioles.
Orioles, Tigers. I still think of Sellers are Brewers, but I could
All right,
be
let's
wrong.
stop doing it to them. Let's go ahead and let's talk about these draft picks.
Oh boy.
I know everybody. That's all anybody ever wants to talk about is football because that's
Football.
that's what America loves, football.
Football draft picks. I mean,
let's go ahead. Let's get into this.
let's talk about the quarterbacks a little bit. 'Cause-
Quarterback. Oh, I'm so excited to see Baker Mayfield, man. He might bring it home for Cleveland. He might bring it home for Cleveland.
Listen.
No, he's not.
Listen.
I was lying.
All right.
I was
Everyone,
lying.
I love everyone's. They're like, oh, he's an accurate passer. He's all this, but he's got a bad attitude. And people are like,
He doesn't have a bad attitude. He's cocky.
he's very cocky.
It's not like he has the attitude of that Texas kid. What was his name again? Manziel?
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel.
Anyway,
Yeah.
The thing. Okay, so
That's a bad attitude.
I think Baker Mayfield is better than Johnny Manziel, but I feel like there's still that same personality wise, and that's what hurts Mayfield is that he's going to get cocky and he's thinking he's going to come in this league and
And you know,
completely
I mean,
change Cleveland's
I'm
direction.
really excited to see
but it's
what the
very
Browns
hard.
are doing. They had 2 first-round picks, and they were both within the first 4 picks.
But you don't. Okay,
2 of the top 4
so
guys
if you
they picked
take,
out.
like I said, they took Denzel Ward was his cornerback. He came out of Ohio State to go to the Cleveland Browns.
I mean, how do you not
That
like
was a
Ohio?
homeboy, yes,
O-H!
but it was a homeboy. But
Iowa.
there's a player on
That
this
was lower to the
board.
top.
There's a player on this board that I feel that went to the next big thing was Brantley Chubb. But that's just me. But we'll continue that on.
All right.
Josh Allen was the next quarterback taken from the Bills. What do you feel about this?
Josh Allen, I don't really know much about him. I know the history of the Buffalo Bills drafting quarterbacks, and they usually draft a bunch of losers. And we're talking about the Bills. I don't want to talk about Josh Allen, bro. What I want to talk about is Sam Darnold. Is he the answer? Is he going to bring the Jets to relevance?
I do.
How
I feel.
how's
I
this
feel.
gonna-
I hate
how's this gonna work out?
I hate to say this to you, my friend, because you're a Dolphin fan with all my heart.
Listen.
You're getting rid of Tom Brady. Unfortunately, Sam Darnold's right around the corner.
Wow. Yeah. it's
You're gonna
tough.
have to deal with Sam Darnold for the next 10 years.
We got 71. That's all that matters.
We got 71. That's
Right?
good.
We got 71. Anyhow,
Josh Rosen?
personally, as a Marlins fan, I mean, as a Dolphin fan, as an all Miami fan, I have given up on the Dolphins. I have truly done it.
I'll let him.
I am
here.
no longer a Dolphins fan. Last season, with the promise of Ryan Tannehill getting better every year, got hurt. And the moment I saw it on ESPN, da-da-da, da-da-da, Dolphins are chasing Jay Cutler. I completely boycotted football last year, and you can ask this man. I did not watch one game.
Not one.
So on week 7, then we decide to trade our best player for
Jarvis
nothing. For nothing. And then this offseason, get rid of Jarvis Landry for nothing. So our first pick this year, we picked the safety. Yeah. Minka Fitzpatrick. He's the answer. He's the one that's going to bring it all home for us Dolphin fans. And we're going to get so excited. Bull fucking shit. Let me talk to you about the last first round draft picks that the Dodgers have. So Minka this year. Last year we drafted defensive end Charles Harris. I believe he played 3 games. That was wonderful. Laramie Tunsil in 2016, a tackle. Bullshit. What was it? Tannehill got injured, didn't he? I'm pretty sure Tunsil missed the block. Anyhow, Devontae Parker, first round pick. And now we traded Jarvis Landry away. Are we going to give the job to Devontae?
No.
Because we don't trust you, even though we got you in the first round. Hey, Jawan James, yes. That's who we drafted in 2014, not on the team. Deion Jordan probably played, 2 games before he gets suspended?
And then he's not even on the team anymore.
And he's not even on the team anymore. And the biggest pick of 2012, Ryan Tannehill. The biggest freaking loser to, come on. Freaking, we're in the last game of the season. We just have to, all we had to do was either beat the Bills or the Jets. We lost to the Bills in Buffalo. It's understandable. It's cold as shit. Come down to Miami to play the Jets. I went to that game. I actually have footage. Anyhow, we're losing at halftime, 10-6. 10-6. How does Ryan Tannehill walk off the field? Kicking rocks. His head's down. No energy. At halftime, who beat us and went to the playoffs? Geno fucking Smith. Geno Smith. He got punched out by his own teammate. This is the guy leading the team. This is the team that beat us. Oh, yeah, the Jets with Geno Smith. Terrific. Fuck the Miami Dolphins. You heard it from me, and I still love them, but fuck you guys.
I'm going to have to go on my tirade rant with the Lions on the next show, because I feel like when
Lost
you did
a lot
that,
of energy there.
I have to go over the top on you, talking about how
over the top,
how upset I am about the Lions with this draft pick. But unfortunately, we're running out of time, guys. This has been over the top. This was our first show. I love doing it. I love doing it with this man. It was fun while it lasted. What did you feel about today's show?
I mean, I felt like we covered a lot of ground. You know, we're sharing some opinions that the analysts are thinking it.
Oh yeah,
They're thinking it. They just can't say it. You know, politics and all these kids that get offended so easily. You know, I'm just saying they're professional athletes. They get paid millions of dollars. Go see a fucking shrink.
But like I said, this is over the top. We'll be doing a lot of sports coverage. We'll be doing a lot more movie coverage as well. I know everybody does a lot of movie coverage, but not like us. Me and this man right here go to the movies every other weekend. We spend countless hours of just quoting movies. So, like I said, come back. Please listen again. You heard of
Siskel and Ebert? This is Siskel and Reboot. That's right.
Pun! Over the top!
Over the top! All right. Woo. Stuff to work with there.
Get to cut out my fuck up already in the beginning
I
of the show.
like that. Did you see that? You didn't see it when you said it. This was me.